Wherefore it is true that my knowledge encompasses the very truth of all that is. All habitations and desert spaces are indeed of my own creation, attributed to Malik in the Yazidi Book of Revelation. Did you hear of the so-called Black Book, which is called the Yazidi Book of Revelation? What if the greatest deception in history is not that the devil exists, but that humanity has forgotten to look for where to find him? For countless generations, people have imagined evil as something distant, a shadow lurking in forgotten places, a monster hiding in darkness. Yet some of the world's oldest religious traditions describe something far more unsettling. They portray evil not as a stranger, but as a ruler, not hiding outside civilization, but operating from within it. The idea appears in more than one religious tradition. In the New Testament, the Apostle Paul warns that the God of this world has blinded the minds of unbelievers. Elsewhere, the Gospel of John records Jesus speaking of the ruler or prince of this world, language that many Christian interpreters understand as referring to Satan. These passages have inspired centuries of theological debate. For some believers, they describe a profound spiritual reality. For others, they are symbolic expressions of humanity's struggle with temptation, corruption, and sin. Whatever their interpretation, the message is striking. The world is not always what it appears to be. Far from the centers of power among the mountains of northern Iraq lives an ancient religious community whose beliefs have fascinated and often puzzled historians. They are known as the Yazidis. Their religion preserves traditions unlike those of any other surviving faith. At the center of their theology stands a mysterious being, known as Malik, the peacock angel. Throughout history, outsiders have frequently accused the Yazidis of worshipping the devil. The Yazidis themselves reject that description. Instead, they regard Malik as the foremost of God's great angels and the chief caretaker of creation. Their sacred writings, including texts commonly referred to as the Book of Revelation and the Black Book, contain passages spoken in the first person by Malik. To readers unfamiliar with Yazidi tradition, some of these declarations sound startling. They describe a being who claims authority over the affairs of the world, who gives wealth, who removes it, who raises one person and humbles another. Whether these texts preserve ancient symbolism, later theological developments, or echoes of older religious ideas remains the subject of scholarly discussion. But one thing is certain, their voice is unlike almost anything found elsewhere. The speaker declares knowledge beyond human comprehension, power over hidden things, authority over earthly affairs. To some, these words describe divine stewardship. To others, they resemble the language traditionally associated with Satan. This tension has surrounded the Yazidis for centuries. Yet regardless of how one interprets these writings, they force us to confront an uncomfortable question. What is power? Who truly possesses it? And why have so many religious traditions warned that worldly success often carries a hidden spiritual price? Nearly every civilization tells stories about bargains, not ordinary bargains, but exchanges that promise greatness, knowledge without study, power without sacrifice, wealth without limit, fame beyond imagination. The details change from culture to culture, but the pattern remains remarkably familiar. A mysterious benefactor appears, a desire is fulfilled, and somewhere, often long after the celebration has ended, the cost finally becomes clear. Perhaps this is why Jesus is recorded as asking a question that has echoed through the centuries. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? It is a question that transcends religion. It challenges every generation. What are we willing to exchange for success? What would we surrender? To have everything we have ever wanted? Because history is filled with stories of people who believed they had found the perfect bargain, and whether understood literally, symbolically, or psychologically, those stories all begin the same way, with an offer. In the next section, we'll move into the history of deals with the devil, beginning with Giuseppe Tartini and the Devil's Trill Sonata, before exploring how similar themes have appeared in modern culture and why those stories continue to captivate audiences.